So today I'm going to be hiking up. A glacier with this crazy person here, and Hillary's going to come and watch. She's going to come from the landing point where she can see the glacier, and this crazy mofo is going to take me onto a glacier. I can't believe I've agreed to do it. I've actually agreed to hike a glacier with the one and only Danny T Kaze. So, I put my feet in. So I just put my feet in there. Okay, put my feet in there. I like that. Once I put this jacket on, you can hardly mess it up. Put it up. Go like that. You little. Look at you.
Oh, God.
That somehow comes over there, yeah? Oh my God. What am I letting myself in for?
Oh, Mel's going to love this.
Does it? You know that twist? You're not twisting it there, does that?
How you twisted it again?
Is that? Should it be?
Alright, I got it.
Do I have to come back out?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll go back down again. I don't know.
How you twisted it? How did you
I don't know. I don't know. If you never see me again, it's all his fault.
Oh, it's not.
Right?
Nobody put a gun to your head, Paul.
And if you never see me again, Happy Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody.
Right, happy travel insurance to me, I think. Right,
No
okay.
idea what I'm doing these, but here we go.
Have a good
See
time.
you later, ta-ra.
There they go. The happy wanderers. Look at them. Right, so I'm on at the last point of safety, and Paul and Danny are going off into the wild to do their little walk. And there is the glacier or the glacier if you like, that they're going to climb up. And it's called Solheimer, which means something like sunny home. But this sounds a little bit sunny, but not like at home. I think his shoelace is loose. Paul's shoelace is always loose at, points of jeopardy and things. When your flight's being called or something like that. That's Danny T Kaze. He's orange. They're a really good photographer. And beside the sign that says don't go any further. But Danny is highly trained and experienced, so they're almost down in the glacial lagoon now. You can just see Danny in the distance. Look how small they all are. And Paul's right next to him. Look how small they are compared with the glacier. There they are. Danny's got his orange jacket on and Paul's wearing a grey one. There's quite a lot of people down there. There's lots of tours, and so I'm just going to film them until they get to the very foot of the glacier. Then I'm going to go back to the car and perhaps have a cup of coffee. This is called Solheimer Glacier, and that means sunny home. And Paul's got his drone, he's got his camera, he's got everything. So I'm sure he'll take some of his own photos when he's up there. Right, and now they're at the foot of the glacier. So we'll let you know how he got on later.
So here we are at the beginning of the glacier. You can tell I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm not even on the glacier yet. I'm only just on the soil, and I've got all of that to go. Oh my God! But check that out. That is mind-blowingly awesome. This is mint. Wow! Look at the cracks there. Unbelievable. Right across these cracks. I'm right in the middle. Look at that down there. All the way down there. That is insane. Wow, look at that. And that's coming. I go like that. Right down at Glacier. All the way down there. It goes right down there. And that'll go right, probably right down to the bottom, won't it? Underneath it all, into a stream at the bottom and into that
I don't
lake.
see the bottom. There's one edge there, but I see no bottom. So it could be easy, like 10, 20 meters.
I'll go like that. We are up on the glacier. Look. And when we were looking at the glacier before, we were right over behind where that sun is over there. A long, long way away. But look at this, got cracks. We're sort of on a lump here. It's got a massive crack at the side of it. That is insane. Glacier water. Right, I'm going to go like that. No, three. Whoa.
I should have flown my drone here.
Awesome. Honestly, it looks so cool. It's time to start flying the drone, I think. Give it a roll. Danny is busy drilling a hole into the ground with a special tool, and he's tying a rope to it. And from what I gather, he's going to kind of dangle himself off the back of that big drop there. The man is crazy, absolutely crazy. I'll just film it. I'm not going to do it. Although I might go close, but I'm not hanging over that. Look at it. That is certain death. Well, it's about 500 foot deep. The bit you see there is only about 40, 50 foot deep, but it goes down underneath all of that, right down to the bottom of the glacier. So if you were to fall down and you went down one of the sides, it would basically wedge you against the ice. So when you breathe or breathe out, you slip down a little bit further until eventually it'll crush you. That you'll just not be able to breathe. So it's pretty dangerous. But look at him. But he says to me he's been trained in rescuing people from things like this as well. So he's pretty good at what he's doing. He knows his stuff. He's a good guy to go out with because you just know this guy knows everything he needs to know to get you or anybody else out of there. But look at that. Epic photos. Look at him. Look how close he is to the end of there. Fantastic. I would not stand that close. I'd be worried sick in case my crampons on my feet suddenly slipped and I slipped down it, and then the weight on the rope would pull it out of the ground and I'd end up down at the bottom. I'm pretty sure Danny's confident it won't. It says it will hold about 6 people. This thing here, I don't go any closer because it is a seriously deep hole. And Danny's got a rope on him, look. I wouldn't dare go where he is right now. He's right on the edge. Could so easily slip, but he's tied himself down with a rope into the ice, drilled down into the ice and tied himself to the ice. But he just stood up there and leaned back. And I got him on drone and everything. It's been mad. What an experience being up here. This guy is the best guy in the world, honestly. This guy is amazing. If any of you guys ever want to come out on a tour out here, you should come out and find Danny, because the stuff he does is amazing. I mean, this is well beyond my comfort zone, but I just needed to do it. I think in my life, it's just something I needed to do. I felt like I seen other people doing it and was quite jealous. And here we are up in here with the sun going down. It's just amazing.
It's a bit windy here, huh? Just get a cool pose.
Can't believe you're sitting on edge of that hole. Oh my God. That is about 100 foot deep. It's huge. And he just leaned back on it and did the Jesus pose. This man's crazy. Fantastic. Look at this though, beautiful. Up here on the glacier. It's amazing. You just missed my head. I heard that whiz by. I heard that. You must have been really close to my head. Have you heard him laughing? Brilliant. You nut job. Look at this. Check this out. That is like 100 foot all there, and he's just sitting with a rope tied to him right on the edge of the ice. Look, and he's got his bag. And look, that'll probably be the last you ever see of Danny. Look, his helmet and his axe. I hope not, because he's got to get me back down from here, because I don't know how to get down. It's treacherous from here, you've got to be really careful. Oh yeah, he's with his drone. He's mad. He's brilliant now. Brilliantly mad. Danny and his drone. I think I'm going to leave him there while I take my drone up for a flight over the lake and to the front of the glacier. So up and away with my Mavic 3 Pro. Look at that landscape. You don't realise just how big it is until you get up with the drone. I mean, we're like tiny little pinpricks on this thing. You wait till you see when I turn around and come back and see how big it is. Look how big some of them drops are in them crevasses down to the water. They're huge. See, all this part is all melting, so it's a little bit dangerous around this area, and it's safer where we actually are, because these they'll just keep carving into the water, and that in itself will cause like mini tsunamis. So anybody on the beach could have a bit of a problem with a tsunami wave coming towards them. Now, the beach is the top left bit. I wouldn't really call it a beach. It's actually got glacier ice underneath all of that. But look how lovely the water is. It's got this bluey green colour to it with the sun reflecting on it. And just in the top of your screen now, you can just see the very edge of the final landing point where you can walk to. And then if you look closely down on the beach, like mainly now in the middle, you'll see a little red jacket. Well, that's people walking down there. And all that earthy mountains on the right hand side, you have to climb over that before you ever get to the glacier. But look at all the cracks and everything that it's just riddled with them. We're in the middle, somewhere kind of near to the left. I think there's a hole there on the left. I'll probably zoom down to it in a minute. But we are so small, you can't even see us. There we are. You can just see Danny's orange jacket right in the middle of the screen. And the hole it was hanging over is the one to the left, where that black bottom is. Look at that. When we zoom in, just makes you realise just how big this place is. Cracks in the ice everywhere. Look at it. The hole is right in the middle of the glacier at that point there. Look at the reflections and everything. It's stunning. All the black is volcanic ash, and that's been coming off previous eruptions. This particular glacier is actually sitting on a volcano, and the volcano is Katla. And just to the left of this part of the glacier, down the road, is Skogafoss, and that kind of backs onto the big volcano that erupted in 2010 called Eyjafjallajökull. Probably haven't said that correctly, but that's kind of like the English version, and it's difficult enough to say, and it's even more difficult to spell it. Well, that was a volcano that stopped all the aeroplanes. So some of this ash is probably off that actual eruption. But look at those. You can't scale those. They're so deep. but all these bits can just crack away. It's really unstable, so you really don't want to be venturing on that bit. You need to be going with an organised tour, you know, a professional guide, somebody who knows what they're doing. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. But there's the hole that Danny dangled himself over like a crazy man, and there he is in the middle. You can't see me because I've got a grey jacket on. I think I would have to wear a red jacket next time. Big mistake this time. You can't see yourself against the glacier. Zooming down in on it. But it's just awesome. What an experience when you're actually up there. I know it's only a block of ice, but it's a big block of ice. And it's thousands of years old. Look at that. It's absolutely enormous. And this is just a finger of it. If you think of looking at your hand, it's like looking at your little finger. It's a tiny little finger of the glacier sticking out. And obviously it's all caving, you know, and carving and melting and crashing into the water, you know, at random. And it's slowly melting, but it's actually gone back quite a lot since the last time I was at this glacier. We've got to walk over all of that and get right back over into that distance over there. But look, we've got the sun, like a sunset, almost, you know, that low light, you know, the golden hour kind of thing, where the sun's coming down. It's all reflecting on the ice, looks absolutely beautiful. So step over here. There we are, walking back on top of a glacier. With my good old mate Danny. Yes! What a place. Absolutely beautiful up here. Absolutely amazing. So I'm heading back. We're walking back down towards at the bottom of the glacier now. And then we're going to go round the mountain to the car park. It's fantastic. Step over here. And we've just been drinking. We've just been drinking out of that water there. We had a mouthful of drink and continued. But look at this. Right up on it. It just looks like snow when you're up here, but when you're down below, this is massive. Wait till you see the drone footage. We are like tiny little pinpricks on this absolutely giant glacier. See all the little cracks as they go. Look at it. You see all these from the air. They look really good in the air. And the expert guide, Danny T Kaze. So if you want to go on a glacier tour, this guy's your man. Any tour, this guy takes you everywhere. He knows every part of this island, and he knows his stuff. So if you're going to come, Danny T Kaze, and you want photography, does his photography as well. Bit of plug for you here, Danny. Yeah, look at that. Plug in you. That's to make sure that you get me home safe. Yeah. Wow, that's like a bit of a hole there, doesn't it? I'm going to avoid that.
Not that deep. 1 meter. You can see the bottom. Black hole. We call it out.
See the water going down, yeah.
The black hole.
So here we are with just a few last drone shots and photos of the day. This is the front edge of the glacier. The sun is just setting, beautiful time of day. We're just getting the nice reflections on the front of the ice. The wind is calm, the water is flat and reflective. It's beautiful. All it would need there is the northern lights above that now. And I'm sure I'm going to get that one day. Look at that, beautiful. Look at the sunlight, how it hits the tips of the ice. What a beautiful time of day to be doing this. So still. Memories for life. Danny T Kaze, guys. Look him up. He does small personalised tours and he'll give you memories for life. Look at the views. Accidentally cropped my signature off on a couple there, but it doesn't really matter. It's the photos you want to be looking at. That's all, folks. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.